Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into Digital Performer again today, and this time we're tackling something pretty crucial, especially if you're like me and hate juggling a million windows, the consolidated window. Ever wish you had, like, a mission control center for your music?
It's funny you should say that. The consolidated window is kind of like that, yeah.
Really? So is IS as powerful as it sounds?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
This isn't just another window in Digital Performer, it's the E-window. Think of it as the central hub for your entire project.
Okay, so we're talking about like our control panel, tracks window, the sequence editor, even the mixing board, all together in one place.
You got it. And we're going to dig into all of that today using Chapter 10 of the DP10 manual as our guide. And honestly, once you get used to the consolidated window, you'll never want to go back to that messy multi-window life.
No more alt-tabbing till you're dizzy. I can get behind that for sure. Because I remember when I first started using DP, I had windows scattered all over my screen.
Total chaos, right. And you know how it is. You get in that creative zone, you're in the flow, and suddenly you're hunting for the right window. Kills the vibe. But the consolidated window, that's what I love about Digital Performer. Honestly, it's all about efficiency and customization.
So it's not about just cramming everything together. It's about making it work for you.
Exactly. The manual talks about how you can actually divide the consolidated window into sections. Kind of like customizable cells. You can drag and drop them, arrange them however you like. Need to have your mixing board tucked away neatly while you're working on the sequence editor. Go for it. It's all about what works best for your workflow.
So no matter what your style is, DP has you covered.
Hi.
I like it. So we're talking about having this incredibly flexible workspace, but what happens when you're working in this massive window on a tiny detail? I imagine it might be easy to accidentally move a fader on the mixer when you meant to edit a note in the sequence editor,
And that, my friend, is where the magic of focus comes in. It's like DP is saying, hey, I know you're in the zone here. Let me highlight exactly where you're working so nothing gets accidentally messed up.
Oh, that's cool. It's like having a safety net for your creativity.
Exactly. And the manual even points out that the active section gets a nice bright border, so you always have that visual reminder. It's a lifesaver, trust me. No more oops moments in the middle of a project because you lost track of which window was in focus.
No more accidentally deleting an entire track because you thought you were editing a MIDI note. Been there, done that. So it sounds like DP's really thought of everything to keep us on track, literally.
They really have. And speaking of staying on track, DP does come with those handy preset window sets, right? Good starting points if you're new to the whole consolidated window thing.
Yeah, those are great. But I gotta admit, what gets me really excited is the level of customization they've built in. Like, you're not just stuck with their presets.
Oh, you can go way beyond the presets. The manual even gets into customizing how old documents and window sets open. Imagine this, you're collaborating with someone on a project and they're using an older version of DP. No problem.
Right, because you can just tweak those settings so everything opens up seamlessly in your consolidated window.
Exactly. They've got this preference called Open Old Documents using Consolidated Window that lets you control exactly how DP handles files from previous versions. Super handy.
Especially if you're working with, like, a million different versions of projects and collaborations. It's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about how to organize our workspace, how to stay focused, how to customize things. But I think it's time we address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the mixing board, in the consolidated window. I mean, the mixing board, that's where the magic really happens, right?
Yeah.
But it can also be a bit of a beast to wrangle, especially in a DW as powerful as DP.
No doubt about it. But the cool thing is, Digital Performer gives you a ton of flexibility when it comes to the mixing board within the consolidated window. The manual even dedicates a whole section to it.
Oh, really? So they knew it was a big deal. So what kind of options are we talking about here?
Well, you can go full on front and center with it. Like if you're someone who likes to see all your faders and controls at a glance, you can have the mixing board take up a good chunk of your consolidated window.
Makes sense. But I can also see how that might not be ideal for everyone, especially if you're working on other things simultaneously.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it. You can also tuck it away, like put it in a sidebar so it's readily accessible but not taking up your entire screen.
You've got options. I like that. It's all about adapting to your own workflow.
Precisely. And here's a little bonus tip from the manual that I absolutely love. You can set your mixing board to automatically scroll to the track you're currently editing.
Wait, hold on. What? It can do that. That's amazing.
I know, right? Imagine you're deep in the sequence editor working on some intricate part, and bam, the mixing board instantly jumps to the relevant track.
No more endless scrolling through tons of tracks just to find the one you're looking for. It's the little things.
Absolutely. It's all about those little time savers that add up over time, especially when you're talking about a professional level DAW, like digital performer.
Couldn't agree more. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the consolidated window, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the consolidated window is all about efficiency and customization. It's about putting you in control of your workflow and letting you work the way you want to work. No more limitations, no more distractions.
It's like taking the best parts of a traditional studio workflow and bringing them into the digital realm in a way that's both intuitive and powerful.
Exactly. And if there's one thing I want to leave our listeners with, it's this. Don't be afraid to experiment. The manual is a great starting point, but there's so much you can do to personalize your experience. Explore the customization options, try out different window configurations, and discover what works best for you.
I love that. So go forth and conquer those digital performer projects, everyone. And remember, the consolidated window is your friend. Use it wisely, and it will unlock a whole new level of productivity and creativity. Until next time, happy music making.